Okay, Snow White and the Seven Simps. The dating lesson nobody talks about. All right, guys, let's talk about the biggest simp fest in Disney history. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Yeah, Snow White and the Seven Simps. These dudes busted their butts for Snow White. But who did she ride off with in the end? The guy who basically did nothing. The prince. So let's break down what the dwarfs did, what the prince did, and how to avoid getting stuck as the eighth simp in our story. So I got 5 points. Let's go through them now and learn something from this. Point number 1, simping starts at home. First up, let's look at what the dwarfs actually did for Snow White. She shows up at their place homeless and in danger and just goes right in and starts sleeping in their beds. Instantly let her move in. No questions asked. She just comes right into their home and starts sleeping in their bed. I'm Snow White, I do what I want. And they're hungry for whatever scraps they get. They're working in the mines, they're busting their backs, and they're coming home to serve her. She's even got all the forest animals to clean and do dishes. They're out there scrubbing and doing laundry. Well, she's dancing and singing. She's like, you do this, you do that. I'm going to dance and sing about my prince coming. But I do give her credit. She did make a pie. She did make a pie. Do you guys remember the hi-ho scene? Hi-ho, hi-ho. You know, we're off to work, we go. They're off in the mine digging for diamonds all day while she's home singing about her prince. That's the dynamic. They're working for her, but she's dreaming of someone else. Point number 2. Really, these 7 simps, they're her emotional bodyguards, but they don't really get any reward. They get to look at her, that's about it. The dwarves really become her personal bodyguards. They warn her about the evil queen. They try to keep her safe. Doc even says, we got to protect her. And they do. But here's the deal. She doesn't choose them in the end. Because protection without real desire doesn't flip the switch. These guys are really classic orbiters. Don't be an orbiter. Don't be the guys she keeps around. Don't be the one surviving on breadcrumbs in the hopes that one day there's going to be a connection and a future. Be honest with yourself. The dwarfs gave up their power because they thought she was cute. Does that sound familiar? Because if it does, you're in for some pain if you haven't felt it already. She even sings that song about the prince. The prince is going to come. She sings it to the dwarfs. She's sticking it in their face. Someday my prince will come. She's all into the fantasy. The dwarfs had diamonds and she didn't even care. She didn't care. Point number 3. What the prince actually did. 1 kiss, no chores. Here comes the prince. He's not mining for diamonds. He's not cleaning her house. He's not cooking dinner. He just shows up. He sees what he wants, and then he goes for it. And boom, she's off to live in the castle with him. The dwarves work themselves to the bone in the diamond mines. And the prince, he just showed up. Don't put yourself in this position, gentlemen. Slaving away, simping, and doing this in the hopes that someday something will happen. The prince literally doesn't even get a name in the movie. He's just called the prince. That's how little he had to do. But he had status, he had charm, he had a castle. And he wasn't afraid to make the bold move. Relationships favor the bold. And the princes who put in no effort, they win. This dude was out for himself. She can't wait to run away with him. That's actually just like life. The less you care, the more curious and interested she becomes. It's true. Point number 4. Women choose the adventure, not the housework. Here's the deal. Women want excitement and adventure. They don't want the guy who's safe and boring and fixes things. They want the guy who's got something going on. The prince gave her a castle. The dwarfs gave her a cottage. Guess what? She's got hypergamy and she wants more. So she went with the castle. She knew nothing about the prince, really. She really didn't. What do we know? He doesn't even have a name. She loved the mystery. She loved the fantasy. She wants to fill in the blanks herself. He had to reveal nothing, and it worked. Listen, gentlemen, he revealed nothing, and it worked. Point number 5. How to avoid being one of the simps. So how do you avoid ending up like one of the 7 dwarfs? Stop thinking she'll pick you because you're nice or because you do everything for her. Guys, that's not how attraction works. In fact, it's the opposite. Instead, be the guy on a mission who knows what he wants and goes after it. It's just the truth, and you're going to see this over and over again. Let's recap. What the 7 dwarfs did for Snow White. Let's go through this. They let her live in their home for free. They cooked meals for her. They cleaned and maintained the house. They protected her from danger. They comforted her emotionally. They comforted her. They worked hard in the mines all day. They basically served her like loyal bodyguards and servants. Now, what did the prince do for her? He showed up once and was instantly charming. He looked good in his suit. He has hair comb. He wasn't all messed up from digging in the mines. He took her away to live in a castle. That's status. That's adventure. That's desire. Get to live in a castle. It's a dream come true. He didn't cook for her or clean her house. He captured her imagination and offered something different. Oh yeah, he was handsome as well, which doesn't hurt, but is by no means a deal breaker. But you don't believe me? Look around. It's not a deal breaker compared to these other things he did and didn't do. So, guys, if you're out there thinking, I'm going to win her over by doing these chores and doing these things for her and going out of my way to make her happy, do chores for yourself and to further your mission, like the prince who was busy doing his own thing. Until it's time to pass out the kisses. Yeah. Be on your game until it's time to swoop in. Be the guy who's got his own life dialed in, who makes her want to be a part of his story. That's the lesson from Snow White and the 7 Simps. Be the prince. And you're going to find you're more successful in your dating life and you're suffering a lot less. Oh, what happened? I don't understand this. The prince is busy. Who knows what he was doing before Snow White? Be the prince. Fight those tendencies to try to make her happy and make yourself happy and bring her along for the ride. That's really what she wants, to be happy. Like and subscribe. Click the link below for private coaching, and we'll see you in the next video.